Hey, I'm Ralph. I'm with Flexfilm, and I'm over here at the dark side of the sun with Jeremy Doonan. This is his shop. We're going to tint a 1979 Trans Am Classic. It has a back window in it. I want to point out that it is a brand new back window, brand new seals. And it's still going to be a little tricky because it's in a little crooked. I've got some handmade, somebody painted borders around the edges. I've got the defroster elements and all the goodies that I've got to contend with, but again, this is going to be a Trans Am. It's going to be, if you've got one with an older window, even bad seals, the methods we're going to use here should guide you through the job, and if you ever see it, you'll get a leg up on how to do it. All right, so I've already cleaned the outside of this window off. I'm going to start tackling it with a wet shrink. Not really that much to shrink on them, believe it or not. They're almost flat. You're going to be able to help me too, right? Well, we'll find out in a minute because it is an aftermarket glass, so I could be wrong as soon as I put the film on it. We'll find out though. I've already kind of pre-cut my film over here. I'm just going to snatch it off and put it on the back of this glass. Of course, you know, I have to put in the plug. We are using Pontiac 35 on this beautiful car. Oh, thanks, man. It's always nice to have an extra hand. Now, I cut it 24 inches, approximately. Did I get it? Did I guess right?
Yes, you did.
All right.
Yep.
Okay.
You're good to go.
Yes, sir. I like it, man. It's looking good. Since I have a nice border around it, I'm gonna just work on trimming it out, pre-trimming it, using my one-click method. But I gotta first anchor the film down. This is probably not my final trim, but it is gonna be my first one that I start with. It definitely is curved. I mean, I'm not surprised, but it doesn't look any more curved than the original glass that's designed for it.
It reminds me kind of a 90 net body style, but fifth generation Camaro back glass. Lays pretty flat, but still has
Has its tricks.
little trick at the top.
Yeah. Well, I should have changed my blade out, but I think I got a good enough one. We're just doing a pre-cut. And I've got this border around here, so I'm not worried about getting little, funny cuts doing it this method. I'm just gonna start the process. I usually don't like to go all the way when I do a cut like this because I want to start working with the curves that, I can actually pick it up and kind of go with it instead of getting a false cut in it, and then you wind up having a really big gap. So I just kind of do a little at a time to work the film around. See, that's causing something that might cause me to have a different cut. So I want things to lay down flat and smooth as I'm cutting them. Let me start on this bottom and work my way across here. See, I put the blade down and just kind of go one click or half a click. So only go to about where it starts bunching up, tear away. Take your time. Which is what I'm doing. Hate to waste a big piece of film like this if you make a bad cut. Might even maybe make a relief cut right here to keep some of the pressure out of the film, just to help me get a smoother cut. Probably could have cut this a lot quicker, but try not to make a mistake. No sense in getting in a hurry. You're not paying me for this, are you? Hey, Jeremy, you're not paying me for this, are you?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
So I'm just gonna do it right.
No, I would if you asked.
I'm just messing with you, man.
Yeah, I know
Okay.
Why would I have to pay for us to play?
No, I know.
That don't make sense.
I know I get the privilege to come over here and tinting this, man.
This is the fun
Making
part.
a video. Okay. I'm just playing right now, just trying to experiment with the curve of this glass. It is, you know, a little curvy, but it's very easy to get this to lay down if you just kind of play with it, which I'm demonstrating here. Trying to line fingers up and stuff. Not sure if I want to shrink them at this position or not, but right now I'm just worrying about the trim. After I trim it, I'm actually going to put it on the inside with the liner still on, and maybe do some final trims because of a surface area discrepancy. You know, the surface area on the outside is always larger than on the inside. That's why it may appear to be perfectly cut, but it may be larger on the inside once you put it there. It's because of the thickness of the glass and the surface area, you know, how there's a difference in surface area from the outside to the inside. That's why I want to bring it to the inside and do a final cut. So that's why I'm not too critical about if I make a little mistake on this phase with a little jagged cut or something. I've got borders that have been hand painted on here apparently by somebody, which I can hide, you know, to use to hide some of my cuts. And I'm going to probably recut it on the inside. But for now, I've just got to start somewhere to get the ball rolling. And so far, I'm happy with everything at this point. One day I'm going to make a mistake live, and I'm going to say, I'm not happy with that. And I'm going to have to trash a lot of film, and believe me, that happens a lot. See, now that's where I'm going to take my time. I'm going to move around some of these edges. Which I'm doing so far, so good. There's a big old defroster element that I'm probably going to have to, you know, deal with on the inside. So even if I mess up a cut here a little bit, I'm still not going to be in trouble. Moving on down the line. I made relief cuts on the other side, but I probably will make one here just to lighten it up a little bit for me. And how's that side window coming along?
Very, very good. These things weigh like cake, really.
Okay. It's shaping up really nice. You know, I don't mind fingers. You know, if they came up at the top, I could really get to them from the inside and heat them a little bit and get them out. It's just, I don't want any fingers at the bottom. I want to be able to lay this film and it lay down smooth, because I don't have to go back to the bottom and start messing with these fingers. I want them to stick the first time the right way. This is the newest production of our Panaflex. The adhesive on it is 200% more aggressive. And what does that mean? Well, if I install this film, let it dry, and I measured the force that it was going to take me to pull it off, it takes twice as much to pull it off now as it used to. And that right there, I think, will even help make the film even a little more user-friendly than it has already been.
It should hold the fingers down without.
Definitely, you know, if you've got lots of shrinking, like on a window like this, you can use the glue to get the film to lay down on the inside with the right slip solution mixture. We are going to use the Tint tack, of course. What else is there now? All right, we're just kind of moving on along. Let's get the one out here in the middle. I'll tackle the belly of it first. I play around with it a little bit. Just kind of disappears. I guess if you tackle the belly, you can really figure out what you need to shrink and not waste your time. Okay. Let's see what these last ones are about. I'll change my hands a little bit. Work on re-trimming this film here in a minute and re-shrinking and repositioning, and we're gonna get this right. And I'm gonna transfer it to the inside and do some some vinyl cuts. Okay. I'm trying to decide now what I want to do next. I definitely don't like what I see. It's real choppy along the bottom. It's really smooth at the top. I've got this really nice big border to work with, and I might start doing some trimming with it just to make things easier for me. You know, I'm going to leave it alone. I think I'm just going to leave this alone. I'm going to work on my shrinking, and then I'm going to do any final cuts on the inside. So what does that mean? That means I'm going to pick the film up carefully. I have to get a knife or a hard card to sort of pry it up a little bit. It's laying on there pretty well because it's going around this curve. What I'm going to do is I'm going to simply pick it up. I'm going to respray it on the underneath. And I'm going to do the other side. There's a purpose here going on, folks. I'm going to re-shrink the bottom edge, and I'm going to shrink it tight where it's down really smooth and clean by picking this film up. I'll show you what I mean. Now I'm going to slide it up just a quarter of an inch or so. That's about it. Okay. Now I'm going to re-squeegee it out. I'm focusing on this bottom edge. I'm not worried about the top. You see, I've picked it up, squeegeeing it back down. Now I can see this edge now, really clean, and I can really go after it with a heat gun here in a second. I can get it laying down really super smooth, which is going to benefit me on the inside because I'm going to rely on my adhesive to let it stick and just not even have to even contend with messing with that, which will help me get less trash and get the job done. Okay, now I'm going to go back and just simply heat the bottom of this with the well built. I'm probably going to do this again at the top. And I'm going to let it heat up really good. See, I'm really seeing some progress now. A little bit tricky to heat a finger on the side. You got to be careful about that. It'll kind of backfire on you a little bit and kind of fold up. Okay. That looks really good. So far, I got the pattern going, really smooth. I've got a couple of little places over here I may want to just a little place that sticks out. We're not going to worry about too much of this here. I'm going to do all this on the inside. Now let's do the reverse here. Let's re-wet it and let's shrink the top. Okay. I'll come here and do one of these any day of the week, though.
I figured you'd like it. That's why I told you.
Especially when you said it was had a new glass in it. That made it a little more interesting. If you said it was an old one, it would be a little more intimidating, I guess. I tell you right now, this one's actually doing really well. So far, so good. It's always that little stupid mistake at the end that makes you mad.
Yeah, that's usually when it happens, in the very last second.
Yep.
That's my mistake, huh?
Sometimes, though, I've always told people you can prevent. There's a lot of preventative steps that keep you from making mistakes at the end. I mean, I think that some of the most critical ones are the ones that people don't pay attention to the most. It's like mixing your slip solutions. People don't even pay much attention to that. That's a super critical step. There's people using really weird stuff, and then it's causing them really weird problems. And they think it might be their skill or their film, or it may not be. I'm doing the same thing that I did at the bottom. I'm just doing it at the top. I'm just bringing it down. Getting a good shrink on it. Making it lay down really flat. If I can get it laying down flat, the glue will be good enough to take over and cause it to stick. Okay. All right. What's the next step? We're gonna spray the inside of the glass, and we're gonna lay this piece of film on the inside, and then we're gonna do some final cuts with the release liner still on. Jeremy, can I use this glass back here to park my film?
More than welcome.
Okay. We're taking the necessary steps to prep and prepare this back window to lay for the big show. But we're not ready for it yet. Now, you could actually put a film up here like this and turn around and it roll off in the floor and crease. Try not to make those. We try not to make those mistakes if we can help it. I'm not going to work. I see little imperfections with the way I cut the film, but I'm not going to worry about that yet because I'm going to do some more trimming on the inside. This could all be, whacked away, which I'm sure it will. So I'm not going to worry about detailing it now. Just going to seal the edges so it don't peel off. Now I'm going to wipe off the outside of the glass so I can see really well from the inside. Okay. Oh, is it? Hey, Jeremy. I just want to point something out here. I'll find out what it is later. Hopefully it's not something I can just wipe off. See all this little black stuff, dots?
Mm-hmm.
I hope it's not.
What that is?
Well, it looks like
That's
overspray.
That's overspray from that.
It's overspray from the spray paint that they use to make that border.
Mm-hmm. I've got some brass scrubby pads that won't scratch this if you want to.
Oh, I got the stuff, man, with me. The steel wool. I had a feeling I was going to need to bring the triple aught or double. They both work good for me. I'm I'm even going to get out some microfibers. Bought them at Home Depot. These are the thin ones.
Yep, I use those too.
Kind of a. Now this stage right here would be, I guess, super critical. If it were old, I'd really go crazy with this, but I believe I'm going to get off the hook light with this new glass. I am a little concerned about this paint somebody's put around here to hide the silicone. It might make my job a little more difficult in the end because it comes off real easy and it looks bad when it comes off. And I don't want to scratch it. I'm going to thoroughly scrape everything, scrub everything with this steel wool. You cannot scratch glass with this steel wool. Triple aught, Walmart, maybe Home Depot, I can't remember. I'm gonna feel it with my hand, and I'm making some progress. Hey, Jeremy. I just want to point out that this defroster line's been ripped off, and I would imagine that the traces are broken on this. See, I don't think they work.
I don't think they are either, because I noticed a spot in there that up on the top, one of the top lines
Okay.
is broke up, so I doubt it works at all.
The reason I'm telling you this is if your customer, questions you and says, "Hey, why won't my defroster lines work?" Well, because there's no copper element.
The copper's gone.
It's gone, yeah.
And plus, it didn't help where they took that line loose right there on that bottom part and pushed it down. It didn't help either.
I wouldn't even say this is a brand new window. It just looks. What if it was taken out of another car?
I'm not sure. I'm wondering if maybe it was a new window and they just, when they had it flipped over, they went ahead and painted lines around it, but they didn't clean it when they got done.
Well, I mean, the defroster elements here look like they're kind of severely oxidized, like you would expect to see in an old car like this. I mean, I can feel it.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that.
I can get little rust flakes off of it.
Yeah, I've had that happen before, and that's a nightmare.
This is definitely somebody's home job there they tried to paint. But I'm gonna work with that. I'm gonna use it to be my friend.
Yeah.
And not talk bad about it. Anyway.
You got something to cut to.
Exactly.
That helps big time. You ain't about perfect. You're gonna be able to tell.
Sport. It's good cardio.
Yeah, it is. Sometimes you gotta break your arm in a couple places to get your hand where it needs.
Instead of having like a aerobics class, we'll have a back window prep class.
That's all you need for the day.
If you're an older, fatter guy, we got a spot for you, buddy. We'll get you in shape. Got a scratch on the inside of the. See that?
Yep, I see it now.
Oh, it's kind of weird, but it's there. Can't do
Yeah,
anything
they
about it
probably
now.
did it, putting it on, putting it in, most likely.
Yeah. As the more and more I look at these defrosters, the more they're missing.
Yep, that's what I was
They're missing their stuff. I got some real sticky silicone at the bottom of this. Fresh though. I don't believe it's going to bring me any lint. That's a plus. This is my Tint tack. I'll make a really good video on this stuff. It's a super low surface tension product. When you have low surface tension in a cleaner, you can get deep into the pores of the glass that you can't otherwise get to with other cleaners, thus doing a better clean job, which makes a better surface for you to prep. See, just got all kinds of little stuff here and there. Can't miss anything or it'll be a spot in film. But I'm impressed with this window. It's really clean. I'm going to go ahead and apply the film with the release liner still on so that we can see any kind of final trims we need to make. Now I'm going to wet the back window after I've already prepped it. I'm not really installing the film here final. I'm just going to place the film on so that we can position it and see where we are. I'm going to do the reverse roll, but I'm not really going to install it. I'm just going to roll it so that I can manage it easier inside the car. I want the release liner actually facing the glass because the release liner is still on there, and that's the side with the glue. How it'll actually be installed. I'm going to roll it out here slowly. I still can crease it right now, so you know I want to handle it really super careful. Kind of pretend like I'm installing it for real, but no, I'm not. Well, if I was installing that for real, I would have just messed up. I'm actually got it on. I had it on backwards. See, it's called not paying attention, folks. Don't not pay attention. So you know what? I didn't take the release liner off, so I haven't heard anything here. Yeah, there we go. We're back on track now. Still taking my time. I want to just get it on here to see what it does. Really curious. No sense in being curious when you're trying to install it. Be curious with the release liner still on it, so you won't mess anything up unnecessarily. Let's see here. Ooh, this is a real strange little piece of film here. A real curvy glass. Kind of funny to install it on the edges. It's okay. It's starting to go in nicely. I don't want to force anything here with this release line over here. It makes the film really thick, and it might make it actually easier to crease. So I want to be really careful about that. But it is taking shape here. Little trim piece in here is trying to kind of fight with me. Okay, I kind of got that laying good. Let me see what I can do with this other side. Okay, it's definitely looking good, but I still got a lot of trimming to do. Probably won't. I might trim these corners on the outside. Trim these on the inside. That's looking really good. Looking really good. Hardly have any light gaps. No, I have no light gaps actually. Not that many over here. Okay, everything's looking good. I just got a little trimming to do. Some outside work. Some prep. And this window will be ready to install. And if I play my cards right, it'll look flawless. Or reasonably flawless. Okay. I'm having to like hold my breath here hardly to get this just right.
You don't want to mess up on that?
No, I don't. So far, hey, so far so good. I'm gonna leave it here. I'm gonna leave this alone. I'm gonna go back in and do any more cuts on the outside of the glass to finish them up. But I really do like what's going on here. So I'm gonna take the film off. We're gonna reinstall on the outside to do some corner cuts. And we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see if we can get out of the car first. Woo. Yeah, that happens sometimes. Had to do a power shift on my weight to get out just at the right time.
Force the belly forward so to pull these lungs you out of the car.
Yes. You know, I was telling you before I got here that sometimes it takes me twice to do these cars. Studying it like I have and being methodical has taken my time. But if I had to do this window over, I could do it quicker now because I basically have a base pattern to just copy. You know what I'm talking about? I always do that backwards. Why do I do that backwards? No, we need a trade side. It's like, you know what I'm talking about? I just, it's kind of fools me. This window kind of fools me looking at it because, you know, it looks like it's upside down back window.
Yeah, it is.
The way it's designed. Basically go all the way to the bottom,
Okay.
top. Now the trick is to try to get it lined up.
Yeah.
It's perfect. Oh yeah, I got to come
Yeah.
your way quite a bit.
Yeah, that's what I didn't know how you cut it, so I was gonna let you pull it. I know how
Well.
you cut that to go over the defroster.
Well, it's definitely gonna, you know, be overlappage here a lot because I cut out a lot over here. If I can get this kind of close. See, the bottom is what's gonna. I probably need to pull it over like this. You see, I didn't cut any off the very bottom. I just cut some off.
The edges.
Yeah, so this is gonna look funny.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw how you did it. You cut above that thing, so that sits down below it, right?
Yep.
I got you. Oh, I have faith in you, Ralph.
I can guess these last cuts, but that's it. This is tricky, but I believe I got this.
Yeah, you could. Bring it to me at about 2 o'clock. Or actually 1 o'clock.
Now all I'm doing here is I'm putting it back on the way we had it. I'm gonna do some outside cuts in the corner, which I'm about to execute now.
We can do it that following day. All right, thank you so much. Have a good day.
Because I couldn't really get to them from the inside, but I can easily get to them from the outside. So that right there looks good. This is going to be one that's a little more tricky.
Almost looks like Ralph knows what he's doing.
Well,
Like
almost.
He's done this like once or twice.
Almost. Don't go that far yet. I still may have to redo this over one time, but
Better than me. I would have probably messed up at least the first time.
may have to make a few more final cuts in here. But I tell you what, I'm ready, man. I think I'm ready to prep this thing and lay it. Okay. We did take a donut break. I don't know if we had a dozen or so, but we had a break, definitely. I'm starting to super breathe hard now because I got a lot of donuts in me. I'm sure somebody can make fun of that. I better, yeah. I'm gonna see what we can do with this back window. I'm really happy with everything I've done so far, but if I can just get past the trash monster on these defroster lines, I believe this back window's gonna turn out looking actually pretty nice. Again, taking my time on the prep here. Well, I do too. I've been using them for years. I cut
them in all kinds of different shapes.
Yeah, I do too, actually.
So a long one to get to the very bottom.
Hey, wait a minute. Does it look like this one?
Exactly.
I like the red one for that because it's a little stiffer.
Yeah. I don't like
See right here where I'm touching? That's my danger zone, I guess I'm gonna call it. If I can lay that film up against there and not get a bunch of backlash on all the potential trash that comes up from there, I think we'll have a good installation, which I'm really optimistic at this point. See the other stuff down here? I'm gonna use this squeegee now. It's the lazy squeegee. I can just stick the point down there and clean it real good. I always keep one of these around. It's a daily driver too. I'm gonna use it on every back window pretty much. Yeah. Drying out the little excess water there. Hey Jeremy, this clip came off. I can show you where it was, but I'm gonna put it in our place. Yeah. If you notice, I'm taking care of any potential, dust in case my film were to hit that. I might have a get out of jail free card with no dirt because I just cleaned it. That'd be the whole point of that. Oh, you know what? I didn't dry the top, which is a quick step. I did now. Okay. At this point, I think I'm gonna wet the center. I'm not gonna kill the ends, and I'm gonna wet the film. And then we're gonna lay it. It's my junior pump sprayer, 48 ounce. Tint tack mix. Alabama water. Whatever they get in the tap, we're gonna use. I'm gonna do the reverse roll. You don't like that, do you, Jeremy?
I like it, just haven't mastered it yet.
Well, I can tell you what your problem is.
It's just awkward.
No. See, I know what your problem is. It's more simple than you think. Your arms are too long. If you had short arms like me, then you wouldn't be able to do the Frankenstein, so you'd have to master this technique.
Yeah, that's true. I can Frankenstein everything in.
So I had to figure out a way to make it happen, and I couldn't do it like you can with the Frankenstein method on a lot of cars.
Now there are a few that
I don't know if
limits of my arms.
I don't know if my arms got shorter or my stomach got fatter, but something happened
I think it's a little
over the years
I think it may have been a little both.
where I had to rely on the reverse roll technique. Okay. Let's see. Now I want to calculate which way I need to roll this, because I want to start from the left and roll out to the right. So, what's that? Yeah, this corner and go there. See, wherever you end up is where you start on the inside of the car. So I'm starting on the opposite side. I want to end up where I want to start on the inside, if that makes any sense. I don't have to roll it really don't have to roll it that tight. I kind of roll it loose. But I know what you're talking about.
Roll this one at an angle either, do you?
No,
The width of it?
no, I shouldn't have to. But I will tell you this, you were saying you kind of can crease them at the end, and you just got to be careful, because I know I used to crease them all the time.
On that release liner, if it's a wide piece anyway, it won't hold and crease right there.
Some people leave the release liner on. I discard it as I'm rolling it out. That just makes it a little easier, I think, but everybody has their own way. I'm gonna, basically, one thing I like about this car at least is I can literally roll it out along this deck. See, the tube stays supported, doesn't bend. And then as I get to the end, I start kind of doing an angle. And I get the release liner out on the floor. Now I'm gonna not get in a hurry. I'm gonna start to walk the film in. I'm gonna favor this side a little bit, I guess, to now this is like not a practice run here, folks. It's a real deal. sort of getting it in right the first time is super critical, because you don't want to get contamination from the sides on it. And this is such a long, curvy little window, it kind of fools you at first, like how do you position this thing? Where's the center? So that's always another little challenge. Okay, now we're trying to detail the edges. By doing this, we can watch everything fall into place, hopefully in our favor. I got a little place there I got to retrim, maybe, or maybe I just need to adjust it. Yeah, probably just adjust it. Well, we'll see. Yeah. Yeah, okay, I can see what you're talking about. Probably, yeah, I had a little bit of room to do that with. Okay. I think I'm getting close to where it's got to be, really super close. Yeah. Yep. Now, I'm looking at some little, I know I got to do some trimming here, and I know I got to do some here. I'm going to try to, I see I got to do some here, maybe, you know. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start laying this down. Right now, I still feel like I'm in control, so I'm just going to take it easy and just start working it, you know, little at a time. I may use 2 squeegees just so I can get down below there a little easier. I know the middle's going to turn out really nice. It's those sides that's going to be the trick part. And here we go. I'm just going to kind of roll with the curves, just like I did it on the front end. Trying to keep that water from falling back down in those under the film, because it'll bring its trash with it. And by the way, I said in the beginning of this video that this was a brand new window. I take that back. It's not. It's got to be an old window that somebody put in this car. Has to be. I don't know if you know this, this little defroster element's not bonded. I didn't know that. It's okay though, it's kind of moving with me, so. Oh man. This is tricky. I might actually heat the outside up and push on it. Yeah, and then like get it to stick. You know what I mean? Let's do it, man. Let's start putting some heat on it. Well, I tell you what. Let's do a step first. Let me do a hard tool on it. That way I hadn't sealed anything. Will you hand me my Blue Max squeegee? I'm gonna. You know what I mean? That way I can, get a good hard squeegee on it.
Yeah.
It'll make it dry quicker. Yeah, but if I started heating the ends of it up, I'd kind of trap it,
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's I was gonna ask you that. If you try to.
I almost screwed up. I wouldn't say I screwed up. I just lost an opportunity,
Yeah.
It's still dry. Just take longer. Since we're not in a hurry, we'll just get all the steps in, try to get it right. No sense in the guy calling you up and saying, hey, it's been about 2 or 3 days. I thought you said my windows would be dry. You know how that goes. Okay. Maybe you can hand me that blue shop towel. I'm going to use it instead of the
This one?
microfiber.
What you want?
Yeah, no, the blue. It's in the bucket, the orange bucket. Just a regular.
Shop towels.
Yeah, let me try that.
Did you want the squeeze or the?
What?
Did you want the?
No, the absorber?
Yeah.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Okay, let's do some heating on it. Just start from heat up in here.
Don't let me overheat it.
Well, just let it bake for a second.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. She's good and hot.
I'm gonna try to do some more trimming. I think that'll help me get it to stick quicker without any contamination. Probably, but I'm okay for a minute. Getting the film to lay down. Trying to get it to lay down up against this defroster stuff. Okay, now I gotta do the other side. Other side looks a little bit easier, but we'll see. I'm literally going to get some heat right there. We'll get that in a minute though.
That was the customer dying to see it.
This car?
Yeah.
Well, he's getting a little too soon on us.
Oh yeah, I told him to wait.
He's excited, huh?
Oh yeah. Definitely. Man, it laid in good right here.
Well, I don't know if I'm happy with it or not. I got to get up there and look at it, but golly, it's hard to lay up against a rusted up looking braided something or another.
That's what I was thinking.
Well, could you help me with the heat gun over here?
Oh yeah. I was just waiting for your signal.
Yeah, I think I'm almost ready for it. Let's kind of work our way down. I think it'll stick easier.
You want me to do it like
Well, let's do this one here first.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to go from the bottom and get it. Did it lay in there?
Oh yeah.
I can't believe how stubborn that was.
It had that weird tension on it.
Sure did. Okay, let's kind of work our way down this way. This is what I call the clean side.
I was about to say this side should lay a little easier.
It's clean, man, for whatever reason. Just let the heat do its, the heat will do its thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm letting it do because it's hot. It's always stubborn on those edges like this.
Not if it didn't have a defroster line. Probably just wait a minute, but I'll get some more heat on this and I think it'll lay right in. It's nice to have a partner push on it. Otherwise, you'd have to get in and out of the car and it's kind of tough. Timing's really crucial sometimes to get a good, get it laid down right. It looks like I got to do a little bit more trimming on it so that it will lay down. We'll find out. I think that's looking pretty good. I'm gonna get some window cleaner and go after it.